In the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit, one God, Amen. From 2 weeks, we celebrated the Epiphany or Theophany feast. And last week, the reading were about St. John the Baptist, who testified or witnessed about the coming Messiah. And as per John the Baptist's testimony, he said, I don't deserve to baptize him, but I should be baptized from him. Today, the gospel reading is also not away from that. This reading, if you remember, this is the one we read on the last Sunday on the Holy Fast before the Palm Sunday. And the Theophany feast or the Epiphany feast and the Sunday, the last one in the Holy Fast before the Palm Sunday, they were two big seasons for catechumens to be baptized on. Today, the gospel of the man who was born blind and Jesus made him see, it was a symbol of Jesus who gives the enlightenment to our inner being, to our spirit, so we can see him, not just by bodily or temporal eyes, but by spiritual eyes. The great about the miracle we have heard today is not just that God made new eyes for this blind man, even though it was a creating miracle. He created because this man didn't have the eyeball. That's why Jesus took from the dust and made him an eye, a new eyes. Why especially? He didn't just say, you can see now. He brought dust from the earth as man was created. So he created for him new eyes. But still, this is not the miracle. The miracle is that he met him later on. Jesus met this blind man later on and asked him, do you believe in the Son of God? He said, yes, but who is the Son of God to believe in him? He said, it is me who are talking to you. Then he said, I believe. To tell you the truth, this is the miracle. The miracle is not just to make him new eyes, because Jesus did greater miracles than this one. But the great thing that he made him believe in him. He enlightened him to know who is the Son of God. And actually, all the readings from the Vesper yesterday, we can give it the title of the gift of Jesus Christ. On the Vesper, the reading was about Jesus who was talking to the Jews who were opposing him, who were resisting him. And he said to them, search the scriptures. The scriptures are testifying about me, but you are not willing. You are not willing to believe in me, to have life. So Jesus is the life. That's the greatest gift we might have. The true life. Life is not just to spend 70 years or 100 years for someone who will stay long in this life. This is not life. But life is the eternal life. As long as life has an end, it is not life. But we are having eternal life. On the Matin prayer, the gift of his body, which is his body and his blood, which is given for the life of the world. From a few days, I received a phone call from a non-Egyptian and non-Coptic girl. She's a Middle Eastern, and she got my number. I haven't met her. She got the number from the church website. And she asked me, why should I believe in a God that allowed me to be suffering from a very major health problem that is hindering me from doing anything, working or studying, and my life is about to be standstill. Why should I believe in such a God who allowed this for me? I want you to think how to answer someone who is asking such a question. The only thing I have had to tell her that this God is the only one who can feel your suffering, who can comfort you without just giving answers to your questions, but to give you spiritual comfort. I cannot describe it. The words are very deficient to be able to describe it. And the only thing I have to tell you, people experienced him within very strong hardships, and they have seen him. And this meeting was a great experience for them. And that's how they preached him, not just by talking, but by telling their experience. That's exactly like the blind man when he was, many of the Jews and their leaders, they have seen the miracle of this blind man. They knew him. And they knew from his parents that he was born blind. But they still was arguing, how can God hear the prayers of a sinful man, as per their description about Jesus? And they were arguing. The only thing this man was able to tell them, he didn't get into a theological discussion about how the prayers are accepted. But what he did, he said, I know one thing. I know my experience. My experience is that I was blind and now I see. That's it. That's why this is the greatest gift we had, that we can experience the presence of God. I believe. The word used from this blind man to Jesus when he said, I am the one who is talking to you, the Son of God. He said, I believe, and he worshipped him. This belief is the one who can comfort us, who can give us energy and power to be able to complete our race on this life, which has a lot of stress, a lot of hardships. And we know for every one of us, as the years are passing, it nears its end. It's about to be ended. We know that. But we know that this is not the end. As long as we are with God, who has given himself to us as the greatest gift, we are having life. And that's how we can tell and preach and witness to Jesus. That's how we are the light of the world. We experience him. If you have a celebration or a feast or someone is baptized, we go around, the deacons go around the church holding candles. And maybe there is 100 deacons and going around the church. Everyone is holding a candle. All of them started to be illuminated or enlightened from one. And each candle enlightened the other. That's how we experience God in our life. And we say, I believe. I believe. Not just the responses we are saying as the congregation in the liturgy, but it's the deep inside us, the deep faith inside us. So by this experience we preach to others. There was a little kid, and his mom was calling him to come to eat, but he didn't answer. So she went up to see him. She found him putting his face on the glass of the window. And this is an old story where there was no electricity and the streets were very dark. So it was a task of someone to go, and there was like lamps which are enlightened or illuminated by fuel or petrol or something like that. So he was putting his face on the window and seeing the man who is enlightening the lamps. And when his mom entered his room and asked him why he is not answering her while she's calling him, he said, "You see this man? He is making holes on the dark. He is making holes on the dark. The lights are like holes on the dark. We are called to make holes on the dark through our experience with God, through our love, through our Christian love. I mean, our Christianity is showed to people by how much we love, not by just going to church, not just by doing anything, but by experiencing God. And anyone who experiences the love of God will love others and will think of how to show love to everyone. True love. It's not a show. It's not something that is from outside, something from inside. That's how we see how God is the greatest gift in our life. We are having sufferings. Life is full of sufferings. Many people, I've just heard today, maybe for the month of January, maybe this is the 4th or 5th case of people who die in the 30s without any introductions. Today I have just received someone in Egypt, a girl, 30-something. She had a surgery and she's gone. That's life. That's life. It doesn't have a lot of good things except if we are having God in the center of it, in the center of our life. This is the greatest gift. That's what makes us able to face the hardships of this life. This is the answer of the question, how should I believe in a God that allows me that much of suffering? The answer is, He is the only one who can give you comfort from these sufferings which He didn't make. That's the life. But He has given us to be with us in that life and to give us eternal life where there is no sorrow, nor groaning, nor sufferings to eternity. Glory be to God forever.